How's the reception been?
What it's all about is building that community that,
Guys, welcome to this episode of Chatting with Chappy.
Matty Mac, and you see Loft, and great question.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Chatting with Chappy. We have Dylan, the man from Leo Golf. Mate, how are you, my friend?
Good, thank you very much, Chappy. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's great to finally talk to you.
Yeah, it's good to get on this platform and see each other face to face and be able to dive into a bit more of a deeper conversation rather than just words on a message.
That's exactly right. We've been talking for a long time over Instagram message, and it's nice to actually talk face to face and listen to what Leo Golf is and how it came about, and just learn heaps more about you. So there's the first question, mate. Tell us about Leo Golf. What is it?
Yeah, so pretty much golf's sort of been one of those things growing up. Dad was into it. He started getting into it sort of when I was probably a teenager. So then got me into it, and then I went away from it for a bit because I was more interested in playing footy and things like that. And then as I've sort of finished that era and found golf again, I was just sort of playing with mates and things like that, and just thought, you know what, there's a little gap here in terms of quality gear that doesn't cost $120 like some of the big major brands and things like that. So I started looking into it, and I like the idea of being able to customize it exactly how I want to customize it, so it just pretty much came from an idea and passion for golf.
Nice. And so where was your first your first inspiration from? Like where did the idea, like the logo on your shirts and everything come from?
Yeah, I think the whole idea of doing the shirts came from as through birthdays and Christmases and things like that. People like to get you golf gear, so they constantly get you different shirts and things like that. And I remember getting a few different shirts and just thinking, why are they so different, and why do, like, even from the same brand, they feel completely different, and they're a completely different just comfort level, and I didn't really find much consistency with it. So that sort of sparked it from there, and then it was like, well, I like to do things a little bit different. So I've got bright orange fluorescent sunglasses, I wear pink shirts everywhere. So I thought, what's something out there that I can do that's different in terms of the pattern, while still trying to make it still that classic look, which is where we're matching today, which is nice. But I like how it's clean, it's fresh. I mean, there's no big bulky logos on the chest or anything like that. So then that way people can customize it if they want. But the whole idea of the name Leo is because I am a Leo and I love lions. They're my favorite animals. So I thought, you know what, why not?
That's really cool. So this is just personally, obviously we didn't know a lot about each other early on. I thought, Leo Golf, I wonder, obviously your name was Dylan. I wonder if you had a son and Leo and that sort of thing. So it's cool to actually find out where it actually came from. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too, because I think it's one of those things that there's been a fair few people that have been able to relate to the name as well. I've had a lot of people reach out going, I love what you're doing, and their name's either Leo or their kid's name's Leo, and the kids are stoked that there's a brand called Leo Golf. So they're like, all that sort of stuff is cool because, people start to buy into what it's about.
That's right, yeah. So how's the reception been, Dill? Like, I see it everywhere, and I'm not even... I see it on all my, like a lot of my staff, like you've got Maddie from 30 to 1, you've got my mate from Loft Golfers, he's big for you.
Yes.
How's the reception been? Like, have you just blown or what?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's definitely been a slow boat to get to where we are, but I think it's going pretty good for where we're at. We've only sort of been, I guess, fully operational for about a year. We had about 6 months before that of planning and testing and trialing and all the normal stuff that comes with this sort of game. But yeah, sort of it's been pretty much over the last 3-4 months that things have started to pick up, and a lot of like yourself, the guys on Instagram that actually play golf consistently have jumped on board and actually seen the product and been able to feel the product and see what it's about. And and it's been pretty amazing. It's sort of surreal at times when you see people posting it saying, that they love the gear or leaving reviews or whatever, and then it's like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, Yeah.
And there's this really cool. I think it was a story at the time, and it might have been Maddie or Loft, Jules from Loft.
Mm.
There was a fella, and he was on the end of a driving range bay, and he was
Yes.
in the green shirt,
Yeah.
and then it must have been Maddie, I reckon. And and the caption was "Leo's everywhere. Leo Golf is everywhere."
Oh, yeah. That was the guys at Unknown Golfers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was there's a guy that we talked to there who runs a pro shop at their local golf club, and they saw him there
Yeah,
in the full kit, not just the shirt. Like,
with
he was
shorts and all.
decked out.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
wicked.
Yeah, even seeing that, it's like,
Yeah,
damn, that's cool that people have got the gear, but then they're actually wearing the
they're
gear.
actually living it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think anyone I've spoken to, um, in relation to Leo Golf, just loves it. Like Jules loves it.
that's awesome.
Loves the feel. Like, and the thing is, you're a really good guy as well. It's not like
Oh, thank you.
like, not, we're not getting bullshit off you.
Yeah,
Like, if you're like, hey, this is what I want. This is how I want it. This is what I'll give you. Stuff like that. It's like we trust that word. Where some brands out there, oh hey mate, I'll give you this. I'll give you a discount code. I'll give you that. You buy it, and then you never hear from them again.
yeah, yeah. It's like
That happens all
they're
the
worried
time.
about the initial sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Well, they never.
Whereas it's not about that.
No.
Anyone can buy a shirt, but
Yep.
it's not about buying the one shirt. It's about buying into what the brand's about,
Exactly.
and buying into each other. And I
Yep.
think that's what sort of like the little community that we've got going on at the moment. With all the guys that you follow as well, is we're all buying into each other.
Yep.
And it's cool when you see, like, yourself, you put up a post, and then you see, Maddie Mac, and you see Loft, and you see, Unknown Golfers, and How Not to Golf, all these other pages, all, supporting each other, and liking and commenting, and, engaging with one another to essentially build a community. And I think that's what it's all about, is building that community that, everyone can relate to and rely on.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's key for all of us here. Um, Jules and I were talking today, literally probably an hour ago, about how what's his name? Is it Seb from Breaking the Yips was talking about how all these influencers are getting an opportunity to go and play on the pro tour, but people are
Yeah,
paying
like
them for
Fat
stupid.
Perez and
Yeah,
Grant
and,
Hopper.
and you've got all these people who are now like, yeah, they're good golfers, no shit, like, but we don't have that. It's really hard in Australia. Like,
Yeah.
um, personally, let's talk about the Golf Goblin. He's huge. He's got his 35,000 followers and all that sort of stuff. But what he does in comparison to, say, Berdogi, it's very much the same. But 35,000 versus 200 and something thousand for Berdogi. Like,
Yeah.
it's not big here. Like, it's not explosive
Yeah.
here. So you're 100% correct in the fact that Chappy.Gilmore, Loft Golfers, Leo Golf, we get behind him because there's not that many of us to break through to that 200,000. Like, it's
Yeah.
probably, even for the best influencer in Australia, we're probably not going to get 200,000
No.
unless we travel out, and the UK, the Americans, the Canadians, like you've got Vintage Golf Guy, who I've friends with, you've got those guys. You need to bring them into us as well. So
For sure.
I love that. I love the word you just said, community. It's about bonding together, and it's
Yeah.
just it's just unreal. I actually love the support that us Aussies give each other. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
thanks for
Exactly
that.
right.
And like, I've just started YouTube, and a really cool part of YouTube is the YouTube Shorts. You just put a 5 second video up, and it just gets thousands upon thousands of views. And I put one up not long ago, and I didn't realize this. It was pretty silly. I grounded my club in the bunker,
Yeah.
and I copped it. Like,
Really?
over 40 comments, getting all like, what is it? Hey, Patrick Reed, you're not meant to ground your club, that sort of stuff. And I'm just sitting there, and usually I'm not a sensitive guy, but like, I take some stuff to heart. And these guys, I was just sitting here on my computer, just watching all these comments come through, but my views were growing by the thousand. And I
Yeah.
was like, keep commenting, guys. You're obviously adding to the formula. Like, that's what YouTube
Yeah.
wants. They want people to click on it and go, you're an idiot. You're
Yeah.
not meant to do that.
Yeah.
Good shot, but you've broken 3 rules in golf. And I'm like, oh, get over
Yeah.
it. I'm having a bit of fun with it, mate. Like, who cares? Like, really?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
better than
Exactly right.
half the guys out there who go into the sand and throw it out.
Yeah.
At least I had a crack at it, and it was a pretty good shot. I almost went in, but it was good. But it adds to the formula. Like you've got to,
Yeah.
it's just got to grow. So it's
That's
good.
it.
But like we don't have to do that because every
Mm.
reel I put up, I get the same 50 to 100 people, always loving it. Like you've got Maddie Whittington from South Oz, yourself,
Yeah.
Cam from Only Birdies, the boys at Pally. You've just got heaps. Rowdy from Western Australia. You've got all those guys. Like
Yeah.
they're always liking, and it's just good. So you develop a base, and it's the one-off guys who are like, I will run you over to get to the top. That
Mm.
they sort of tend to fizzle out pretty quick.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's a short path for them.
Well, you sort of get the. So for me, starting this was all about enjoyment. I love doing it. I love, like when I first started, I was really crap at golf, and I wish I'd started my Instagram page earlier because it would have got a lot more funny stuff. But now I'm starting to get a little bit better at it. It's not very often I hit a wayward shot, anymore, like a snap hook or a dirty slice. Like they were funny. You came out with shorts, hats, divot tool.
Yep.
What's next?
Great question. Great question. We sort of wanted to cover all the bases. As I said earlier, I like to do different things. That's why I came out with green shorts,
Yep.
and a white and green shirt and all those sorts of things. And I thought, okay, I'll turn it back down. We'll go back to a navy set of shorts. And then we'll come out with the navy hats, and we'll come out with black towels. Next, I think we've got some things in the works where we want to expand on the shirts that we already make. But essentially, and I mean, I'll say it, I don't mind if people want to run off me and try and copy and things like that, because each to their own. But essentially, what we want to do is same material as these shirts that we're wearing now, except we want to have vent holes underneath the arms to help the
Nice.
extra breathability.
Nice.
I'm pretty happy with these shirts and how they breathe at the moment, but just having that little bit of mesh underneath the arm and things like that, I think will add a nice little touch and sort of a slightly different design.
Yep.
I'm just sort of trying to weigh up what colors, what pattern and all those sorts of things I want to put on it, because I still want to have my own unique touch on it as well, rather than just a black shirt or a white shirt.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, so that's in the works, and I mean it's pretty much sky's the limit. We may come out with long pants, but being in Australia, it's I mean unless you're playing in on what Mornington Peninsula in the middle of winter, you're probably not going to be wearing
Yep.
long slacks. So yeah, I mean it's sort of hard to weigh up. Probably just different patterns and different
Yep.
colorways.
Yep. I'll take you up on the pants because I live in Ballarat, which is
Yep.
the cold hellhole after Canberra of Australia, and it is cold 10 months of the year here. We're going through a little heat wave at the moment, and it's only 25 degrees.
I
So
was going to say, how hot is your little heat wave?
no, it's not. It's not very hot. Well, I think so. Next week, I was talking to a lady at the supermarket today, and next week we've got 31, 33, 35, 27, 29. And
Yep.
she's like, oh my God, it's going to be the hottest. Oh, because obviously, like for us, if it goes 30, 33, 35, it doesn't really cool down. It sort of just
Yeah.
stays at that level. It doesn't go cold, hot. Just sort of does these. So
Yep.
for us, it's kind of like, just stay. It's just garbage. So I'll take you up on the pants. I'll tell you that.
Any particular colors? What do you think would be a good color in the pants? I need your advice here, Chappy. I need your help.
I just don't want to lead you on. I just don't want to lead you on the wrong track. I like. So personally, I don't know if you've watched too many of my videos, but I personally like khaki, like that sand.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
sand.
The lighter sort of color.
Yeah, I always just say I like my sand pants. I don't know. I
Yep.
just call them sand pants. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I just think like you can almost put any color with it. Like you can put any like you can wear grey jumpers, grey Q-zips. You can wear navy with it. You can wear black with them. It's so versatile that it's just one of my favourites. Like if you go navy, it's just an extension of your Leo shorts that you've got now.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably want to do something different, to be honest.
yeah,
I probably would go something like the lighter sort of color, because there isn't. I mean, we've got green shorts, we've got navy shorts. We'll probably eventually come out with black shorts as well. So the light sort of khaki sand
yeah,
sort of color could work, I think.
yeah,
The other thing we're working on and hopefully to release this year, we're hoping to release in the next couple of months, but I don't know how it'll go. Is sort of like the zip, the quarter zip jacket type thing.
Let's do it.
Yes,
Let's do it.
yes,
Q zips are my
working on that.
favourite. Q zips are my favourite.
Yes,
I love them. I love them. How about a
yeah,
hoodie?
just work. Yeah, yeah, hoodie.
It's hard when it, like. Okay, so let's put a little pause on that one. Where are so you put out a cool and I really like this, and it's why I applied, and I do apologise, I haven't been very active for you. That's
Oh,
changing soon,
that's
but
right.
you put out a really 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 awesome ambassador, like we want you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was cool, and I watched you. You got messages because I was like, hey, cool, I'm gonna because I didn't actually understand like the application process. I was like, oh, like this will be tight. Like a lot of blokes will apply for this, and then
mm,
like I swear it was only an hour later. You were like, hey, bro, like awesome content. Let's team up. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
what was your initial like when you would have just been getting your phone would have been running hot? What was that
yeah.
like?
I mean, it was once again, it's that surreal feeling of like, holy crap, like people actually want to be a part of this, you know?
Yeah,
And that's what it taught me is that people want to, I feel like people that buy into the brand and that buy into what we're about are, they're going to be the best ambassadors for you as opposed to, hey, bro, we'll send you a free shirt. Can you put up a post?
yeah,
You send out a free shirt, they might put up a post, but there's no effort behind it. There's no
no,
care. There's no love behind it. Whereas by doing it that way, the whole idea of it was to once again start to build that community, but from a sense of people that actually want it. You know what I mean? So like there was people that were messaging us and I'd message them back, saying okay, and start asking them questions, and then all of a sudden they just ghost you because I go, oh well, hang on a second, I'm not just getting free stuff.
yeah, yep,
A
yep,
lot of people were expecting just free things, and that's where I was like, I don't want to do that. If I do that, I've got no gear,
yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
Leo's ended,
Yeah, yep, totally get
essentially.
it.
So but yeah, it was actually my wife that came up with the idea because she's starting her own little business at the moment as well, creating baby clothes like little baby girl shorts and bows and expanding into shirts and things like that. And she's like, "Oh, I want like a bunch of mums to help because I can't just keep posting our kid." You know what
Yep,
I mean?
yep,
And then it was the same sort of thing for me because then it clicked and it was like, yeah, there's only so much golf I can play,
yep,
especially being a dad and things like that, and working full time and doing all these things. I need to get content elsewhere, and I also want to get it in the hands of people so then they can actually feel it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
nice.
what's the difference between you can go online and find a million different websites that sell golf shirts,
Yep,
and online they're pretty much the same besides from the price.
yeah,
You're not going to read the material, you're not going to know the material or anything like that. But by doing it this way, it was like, okay, well, let's get real people that play golf in the gear.
yep.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy.
How many people did you have apply?
I don't know. Let me. I'm on my phone. I was going to say, where's my phone? Got me.
Hang on, I'll check.
Yeah, check because it'll
I
all
reckon
be
it was
based.
huge, wasn't it? It was massive.
Yeah, there was heaps. There was heaps.
All right, let's have a look here.
How many comments on that post?
You had 46.
46 comments on the post, and then I reckon I would have had double that in messages. People that just I'm not commenting, they'll just go straight to the
Yeah,
message. Yeah, so there was a fair few people. I remember trying to go through all the
yeah.
messages and all the different conversations, and then if I didn't hear from someone, I'd check back in, and then yeah,
That's a
so it
great
was
thing to do, man. Like you could have just been like, oh well, they're out. You know what I mean? So,
mm, yeah.
How many did you pick?
Oh, not that many. I mean, there's pretty much the guys that you see. There's a few groups of guys, other guys that do podcasts and things like that as well.
Yep.
Um, we've got three putt schmucks, unknown golfers, preferred lies golf, obviously Matty Mac, Loft, all the all the boys that sort of help support you and things like that.
Yep.
I want to say there's probably like maybe 20 if I'm lucky.
Yep.
Yeah, so but they're scattered everywhere, which is pretty cool.
Because
You know.
so when I said let's pause that, where I was going was, where is the base of your guys? Do you have more in Victoria, New South, Queensland, WA, South Australia?
I think I've got more in Victoria.
Awesome.
More
So there you
more
go.
more in Victoria than anywhere
So
else.
you've got the cold capital, which we need our
Yeah,
pants, right?
perfect.
Send
We'll
them,
get it happening.
send them down, brother. I like it. Now, the other pods. Let's talk about preferred lives. I love them.
Yeah.
We had a discussion a while back that they wanted to get me on, but we're all just too damn busy and stuff like that. What's your role there? How do you because I think I'm pretty
The
sure.
turn.
Yeah, like what do they do? What do they do for you? They obviously just
Um,
mention you in every episode,
it's
or
yeah. So we've got those guys that it's the turn is brought to you by Leo Golf Co and things like that.
yeah,
Similar sort of deal. It's the same sort of thing with them. They're our brand reps and they're a part of our community and things
yeah.
like that. And it just got to a discussion about that, and I hopefully one day they want to have me on. Hopefully that's a goal. I mean, they just had Ron Chopper on.
I saw that show
Yeah,
and I was like, how do I come? How do I get on that now? I can't
yeah.
have them come
I
to me and
can't
go,
top that.
I can't top him. He's the freaking goat.
Yeah, he is the Australian goat. You know, it's
He is like, honestly. So he is who I look up to. Like I'm
yeah,
33 years old and I have a hero in Australian golf, and that it's him. Like I'm a fangirl.
yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
for sure.
Every single episode, every single week his stuff comes out, I'm probably the first one to go bang. I just love him.
Straight onto it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
good.
got that amazing humor that I don't know. Like I don't know if you watched the Golf Slump one, but when he's running down the hill and he almost like face plants into it, and Ron's just like
Yeah,
he's trying not to be like, because that's funny no matter who it is.
yeah,
If
100%
that's you and me on the course, we're pissing ourselves laughing. But Ron's kind of like,
for sure.
I really want to laugh, but we're on air. Should I laugh or
Yeah,
and you just see him holding
he's
it in.
trying to hold it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he didn't want it. Like I don't know, it's just funny, but yeah, goat,
yeah,
Australian
yeah,
goat,
for sure.
and that's the thing, man. So here's the thing we're talking about. So I'm talking about how like Berdogia. Do you know who Berdogia is? Brady Nass.
Oh,
Noose.
vaguely.
So
I've seen some stuff.
yeah. So he's massive,
Mm.
but I think Ron does something a lot different, and he's like, no offense to him, but he's only got shit tons more like subscribers than I do, but 21,000.
Yeah,
And he's the goat of Australian golf content.
yeah, exactly.
And same with my boy Chris from CK Golf,
Mm.
17,000 followers. Like,
Yeah,
they're both the goat at what they do, and that's like Slumpy. He's got heaps. Like he's got massive numbers. But like you think of they're the upper echelon of what all content creators want to be,
yeah,
and we're still nowhere near 200,000.
yeah, that's right. And then you look at someone like Rick Shields and look at the early stuff that he was doing,
Mm.
as opposed to what he's doing now. He's traveling around the world, playing at the PGA level courses the
Yeah,
week before it's
yeah.
supposed to happen, like playing at the Open at St Andrews, and then he's playing in Florida with Bryson DeChambeau.
Well,
Like,
he
what the
got on.
hell?
He wasn't allowed to film it, but he got onto Augusta.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right.
That's mental. Um,
Exactly.
and I know he's not going to watch this, but I apologise to the fella. The guy who's trying to get on Augusta. Have you seen his videos?
I think something popped up the other day that yeah, he's doing everything that he can to play Augusta or
So
something
he's
like
pretty much
that.
he's just growing. He's trying to get people to share and comment so it gets out there. He's just trying to find that one member that will invite him to play at Augusta. But there was like it's how hard it is. Like he can't even.
Yeah.
He's got connections. There was an episode where he met this lady and she had a connection and stuff, and it just fizzled out. It just didn't even work. And then he was at the PGA last week was it Pebble Beach last week?
Yes.
And he's like over the fence. Hey, Sam Burns, what do you think the chances of getting on Augusta? And Sam Burns is like, no chance. Like, you've
Yeah.
got no hope. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's so hard. Like so, Rick getting on there it's fucking cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
For
you
sure.
think,
And even when he's trying to describe the shots and the play by
yeah,
play
yeah,
afterwards,
yeah. But like oh man. But you think so I agree. Like you look at So like I get a little bit down sometimes thinking, geez, I'm not growing enough. Like
Mm.
I'm putting content out there. I get a lot of messages saying, Chappy, your content's really cool. It's really great. Don't change a thing. Good on you for starting a pod, all that sort of stuff. And I'm just sort of like, oh, like I know I shouldn't be like that. And I
Mm.
get, maybe 2 or 3 followers a day. That's pretty cool. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good climb. And I get
yeah,
there and I'm just like, why aren't I growing? But you look back at Rick Shields, Peter Finch, and you look at
mm.
their early day stuff, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they were just whittling up, and then all of a sudden they just went bang. And as you
Mm.
said, now they're being paid to play golf on YouTube.
Literally, but
Golf.
it's like anything, it's people think that they're overnight successes, but they don't see the 10 years leading up to that point.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They just then see the point and go, oh, it happened so easy. They're so lucky.
Yep.
Well, no, you didn't see the hard slog that they've had to do for so long.
That's
It's
right.
the same sort of thing with you. You're slogging away, slogging away, slogging away, slogging away. And then in 5 years' time, someone will be like, oh my God, Chappy, how's he so good? How's he got so many followers? It's crazy. I want to be like him. He's so lucky. No, no, no. You haven't seen the last 15 years, just working towards it and building.
Yeah.
The 2 followers today and then the 3 next week and then the 5 next week. And then it all just compounds and compounds and compounds and boom, rest is history.
And that's right. And then you just you might get lucky with that one break, that one person who goes, hey, nice page, and then everyone goes, holy shit, Dylan from Leo Golf follows this guy, like
Mm.
he must be good, and then all of a sudden you get 10, and then they talk about it, and then they talk about it, and then you just explode.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I did a podcast with Chris from CK Golf, and he was like, mate, so we didn't do it on the pod. Our pod was really quick, me and him actually. It was one of my earlier ones, so I was really nervous to meet him because, again, one of my guys that I look at his content and go, I want to do that one day.
Yeah.
And we spoke a lot off air, and he goes, mate, any advice I can give you, just keep going.
Mm.
He goes,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, with the day you give up, it's over.
Yeah.
You can't keep growing if you stop. You know what I mean? So
Exactly right.
He goes, even if it's just one video a day or something like that. He goes, you should only put out one video a day anyway, because you talk about the what do they call it? The algorithm and stuff like
Algorithm.
that. He goes,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to beat it, and that's
No.
the purpose of it. So
Yeah.
just whittle away at it. Post, find the time that your posts get the most engagement every day. Just keep posting. He said, if I give you any advice at all, it's just to invest in your equipment. Buy a nice camera, buy a nice microphone. He goes, because then your quality goes up. People want to watch it because it's easy to watch.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I used to put a lot of videos up where I didn't talk and I just put music. And then I spoke
Yeah.
to a guy. He goes, your content's really cool, chap. Just the one thing you need to do is probably narrate it.
Yeah.
Be funny. If it's a shit shot, say, you're nuffy, you're a moron,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Make it real.
make it real. And that's where I've personally gone a bit boom, because I'm raw and authentic. I don't edit the videos to make them look good. If they're a good shot, I show it. If they're a crap shot, I show it. And I've had a lot of brands come to me and say, hey, chap, love the authenticity of what you do. Let's stay in touch and let's work together. Eventually, and stuff like that. So it's been unreal. But
Sure.
we just spoke about really, in the course of what we just spoke about, you didn't see the 15 to 10 year grind. What's in store for Leo Golf in 10 years time? What's that goal look like, man?
Yeah, 10 years time, it's exciting to think about, because it's one of those things that if I truly thought about it, I wouldn't be able to describe it, because to me, I'm one of those people that I don't really see a limit as to where it can get to. I mean, ideally, it would be pretty incredible to be, teamed up with some of these bigger groups that put on these big events, even if it's, say, the PGA of Australia. It'd be cool to be set up there, and almost be like one of the main sponsors or whatnot. It's crazy. The other day, I was looking at because obviously Liv came back last week as well, or 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And I was looking, and they released their shirts. Like Dustin Johnson showed their Four Aces shirts, and I'm looking at them and I'm going, how do I make those shirts? How do I be the guy that makes the shirts for Liv? You know what I mean? So it's thinking about those sorts of things as to where my head goes. Yeah, like that'd be pretty cool.
That's
That'd
so
be pretty
unreal.
cool, I think.
That's cool. I like that. You think outside the box. That's really cool. 'Cause a lot of
Oh,
guys just get stuck in the whole. I will just make a white shirt with our logo on the front of it.
exactly.
You're constantly going. Like it's kind of like. Have you seen Prison Break? Do
Yes.
you remember Prison Break back in the day? Remember those in the
Yes.
first season where Michael sees like he'll see the thing
Yes.
and it'll piece together.
Yeah.
That's how I reckon your brain works.
Yeah.
Like you,
Probably a little bit, to be honest.
yeah,
And a lot of the times, what I'm looking at, it doesn't even make sense to me. But it just keeps popping up.
got to
I'll
have
show you
vision.
a few. Yeah, exactly right. And I'll show you once we finish, I'll send you through some designs of some different shirts that I wanna do. And I mean, Ron Chopper, I see him everywhere with his pink shirt, and sort of makes me a little bit jealous, to be honest, that he's got
Yeah.
a pink shirt and I don't. But yeah, in terms of back to the original question, the 10-year goal, something like that would be the goal. All these big pro golfers are always going to have their sponsored by Nike or Adidas or FootJoy or all these big brands, but then you see what the goat did. 2 weeks ago, he ditched Nike, the number one sports company in the world, to start his own
Yep.
brand.
Yep.
So it sort of amazes me that there's these people out there that don't, like, they're the top of the top and they don't have their own personal collection. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that we spoke about in the past, and I've spoken about with a few of the other guys, is having unique collections for certain people. You know what I mean? So, like, say for example, we had a Chappy.Gilmore collection, unknown golfers collection, how not to golf collection, all these little collections, and then in years' time, hopefully, someone like a Greg Norman,
Oh
Sir
yeah.
Gregory, if you're
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
eventually,
Get on it, Greg.
give me a call.
We'll
But
listen
yeah,
in.
having the personalized collection side of things. But something that's probably more of a short term goal for me is to be the number one sort of supplier for social club shirts. We're with a few social clubs at the moment. A few guys have got this colorway, a few have got the other colorway. And we're hoping to develop a few more and just pretty much pump that out as more of a large quantity, everyone in the same shirt, because they just look great, I think, anyway.
Yeah, bloody oath, and like you again, you're in that community, you're in that you're in that uniform, you're all together. Saying that, what is the favourite club in your bag, Dill?
Oh, chops and changes, obviously, probably like most golfers, but for me, stock standard is pitching wedge.
Pitching
Pitching
wedge.
wedge,
Love it.
yeah, pitching wedge, and then if depending on the day, maybe a 52 or a 56-degree wedge. But yeah, definitely the shorter clubs. I don't know why, but
Strength in your game, are they?
yes, yeah, they always have been. They aren't kind to me every game, but yeah, no, definitely strength, and I don't know, I like it because I feel like I can control them a bit easier.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
that anything in golf is easy.
No, I feel like I can control all types of stuff, and then you go there and you chunk one, and you're like, you're still shit.
Yeah, literally,
You're still shit.
literally.
Don't ever get that confidence up where you're like, I can do this.
No,
No, it's
no. But then, as I always say, you hit one good shot and you go, "Fuck, I could be playing at Augusta next to Tiger. What am I doing here?"
oh, my favourite's the driver, but I have
Yeah.
a huge love hate. So
Oh yeah.
like I can go out one day and not miss a fairway and just be like, I am so good at this game.
Yeah.
And then you come out the next day and you're like, geez, I had a good week last week. Snap hook off the first tee and you're like,
What happened?
and you put your head
what
down.
what has happened in a week?
What did I do? But
Yeah.
like I don't know if you know, have you seen much of the stuff from Benny Wharton,
Um,
the PGA of Australia guy? He's got a really cool.
I've seen some stuff that you've shared, and since you've been posting a lot more about him, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's helped me a lot. He's an absolute ripper. Like he's an absolute like champion. Like a really good bloke. Knows his shit. Obviously, being a pro, but he's a
Yeah.
he's a tour professional, but he's also like a coach. Like he coaches, and
Yeah.
he's just unbelievable. He said, mate, just send me a photo of your swing, and I'll
Yeah.
fix it. And like no shit, it didn't happen overnight. Like so, I went out and played a round with Mountee Golf the next day, and I had a shocker because I was trying to think of all the things that he told
Yeah.
me. But then, like his advice, like just work on it every night. Just every night, just do what I teach you about your feel. And then the next week after that, I couldn't hit anything like worse. Everything just came out of the middle of the club, and dead, like
Yeah.
whatever I wanted. I can't shot shape, but
Yeah.
like if I was sort of like standing over the ball, I'm like, oh, if I could slice this just a little bit, it'd be really good. And it would just,
Yeah.
and it would just fade onto the green. And you're like, I was texting him while I was playing because I was just pumped. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I haven't missed a fairway for like 10 fairways. I haven't. I've hit every par three.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a freak. So he'll
Yeah.
be invited to the day as well. Like as a bit of
Sick.
a
That'll be good.
yeah, as a bit of a celebrity. What's the favourite course you've played?
That's a hard one. Favorite course I played would probably have to be Hamilton Island. I played at Hamilton Island last year in March, sort of at the start of the Leo golf journey
Yeah,
early on, and yeah, took golf clubs over there. Went over there for a week as like a little first family holiday with the little one, and obviously one of the days had to be with golf clubs on one of
God,
the
yeah,
number one courses, and yeah, that was tough. That was
yeah.
really tough. Yeah, because it
Who
was
was it
like
though?
30. Oh yeah, it was a good test. Amazing course, amazing view, everything like that. But when you're dealing with like 30, 40 kilometer hour winds, it's not the funnest course to play.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just the just everything about it. Even little things like you have to go over on a ferry, and then when you walk up there, there's literally like a van that has to drive you up to the clubhouse. They take your clubs for you. I mean, I caught the first ferry over, and they load up all the clubs into the buggies, and then you all go in the clubhouse and then wait for your tea time, and it was the first sort of little taste of like a nice prestigious sort of course,
yeah,
and yeah, then I was lucky enough here to play at Sanctuary Cove and the members only sort of side, and that was pretty nice as
yeah.
well.
I went on a holiday up to Queensland in September last year,
Yep.
and it was like my first proper break away from golf. And I was like, and I've been addicted for 12 months now, and it was my first break away from golf, and I was itching, and I was messaging all these clubs, being like, hey, do you have any tea times at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, because it was hot, and I was
Yeah.
like, and they were like, oh, we're like private, and I'm like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but
Whereabouts did you go
we went,
in Queensland?
we stayed in. I should just describe it to you. You'll probably know.
Where'd you fly into?
We
Gold Coast?
Coolangatta,
Yep.
and then we didn't even leave that area, so we just went straight over to the beach and
Like
tucked around.
Belinga, Tweed Heads,
Kira.
Kira. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice, good
yeah,
spot.
yeah. So we stayed down there just because we had our little one, and we just weren't interested in the hustle and bustle of like
Yeah,
Surfers Paradise and that. So stayed
yeah,
Kira. We just had the best time, but um, we didn't have a car or anything like that. So to get to any of these big golf courses, it was like an hour bus, then the tram, and I was like, oh, it's just not worth it. I'll just take a
yeah,
leg off. So
yeah.
yeah, it was nice. Best score?
Best score is I think I think from memory was like an 86. An
Yeah,
86.
yeah, same,
But I haven't got close since.
same. I got 86. I wasn't even trying, but I did a breaking 90 series for a little while, and I just couldn't
Sick.
get it. And then I just sort of went out to play with a mate, and it was just a bit of fun. Like we just went out there just to just enjoy the day. It was really nice and warm and that sort of stuff. But anyway,
Yep.
I put my card through the little card reader at the end of the day, and it popped out
Yeah.
86, and I'm like, just broke 90, and I wasn't even trying.
Yeah, you weren't even conscious of it.
But yeah, and that's right. I wasn't even like, oh my god, like I wasn't reading the score going, I'm close here. I just wrote down my number, stuck it back in my
Yeah.
pocket, and like just kept
Yeah.
going. I didn't sit there and be like, shit, I'm only on 40 on the front nine.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
That is cool.
Who's your favourite golf professional?
Are we talking all over? Like current golfers, previous golfers? What are we talking?
Whatever you want.
Oh, it's hard for me to go past Tiger. I'm a big fan of Tiger. Like, yeah, I think what he's done for the game is pretty incredible, but it's also hard to choose because then you start going into the older guys like the Arnold Palmer, the Jack
Yeah,
Nickel.
yeah,
Like it's all those sorts of stuff that it's pretty hard. But in terms of yeah, it has to be Tiger.
yeah,
Even John Daly's cool. Like
yeah,
he's just cool.
yeah. I like what he does.
His aura.
He's great. Yeah. Now Tiger's definitely the major winner right now. He's probably got, how many have I done? He's definitely over 50%, well over 50%. That's cool.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
No.
Sad he had to pull out though.
Oh, very, very sad.
Even
People are saying that it's injury. Other people are saying that it's
illness.
illness.
Yeah,
He had to have an IV.
I I watched him walk down the first tee down the ramp.
Yep.
He doesn't look right.
No.
I think it's time. As sad as it is,
Yeah.
like he hasn't played since the Masters last year.
Yeah.
And like I know he had surgery to fix that foot injury, and like you watched him walk
Yep.
around the Masters, like he got that all fixed up, and
Yep.
he comes out and he just looked bad. Like at first round, nothing wrong with him. You couldn't even tell. And then
that's right.
I watched him tee off the first one this morning, and just watching him walk down that ramp, I was like, he's cool.
Yeah, I can't remember what hole it was, but I tuned in this morning and was watching it, and on one of the holes he had hit it into the rough, but the rough was like slanted like that, so he was on an uneven line, and he was trying to hit down, and he was struggling to get up there, and then when he got up there, he had to lean on the bag, and I thought, oh, he'll be lucky to get through the round, and then when I saw that he pulled out, I was like, oh, well, there's no surprise there.
We sort of knew it was coming, didn't we?
Yeah, you just sort of. I mean, it's the fairy tale. You just hope that he can get himself up for the Masters.
That's exactly right. And you're just like,
just get to the Masters. Come on, mate. You shouldn't be worried about one a month. You should be worried about 4 a year.
Yeah.
That's all you got to worry about.
That's 100%. Don't worry about any of the other stuff.
He's already got the resume that he doesn't need to probably earn his way into it because he'll get invited to every single one of them.
No, that's exactly right. Like it's for his own health at the like now. Like is it worth doing? He's that rich. Like I know it's not all about money. He probably still loves actually competing. Like he's a dog. Like he's a fiery dog. So he knows what's up. But taking away Leo golf, what do you want to achieve in golf?
In golf, I mean, getting down to single digit handicap would be nice.
Where are you at now?
Oh, it sort of sways sort of between 22 and 24.
Yep.
As an official handicap, but yeah, it's nowhere near that most of the time. Most of the time I plan to go, why they bloody put me on 24? This is a joke. Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to get down to single digits. Obviously the big mysterious hole in one would be a dream as well, especially if I mean making sure that someone is with me when I hit one, so it's not not fake.
Well, that's you need that.
Well, the asterisk next to it. It's a hole in one, but it was on your own. It doesn't really count.
Do you know what about hole in ones too? What did I say the other day? Someone put up, is it even a hole in one if it wasn't on a competition day or something? I'm like, of course it is.
Yeah, 100%.
If it's just on Saturday with your best mate, it's a hole in one.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
100%.
no ifs or buts or
as long as it's not at putt-putt. Or one of these short little par 3 courses like
I couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, par 3 courses not cool. You get 18 chances.
Yeah, exactly right.
If you play a full course, you only get, what's the average? 4?
4?
4?
Yeah.
So
2 on the front, 2 on the back.
Yeah. So you only get, and they're all different. So it's not like you're playing the same sort of length all the time. Where you go to a par 3 course, it might be 120 to 150. Like there's all like
but there's even I'm not too sure if there's many in Melbourne. I know there's one in Sydney, and there's one on the coast here that it's like a mini par 3 course where it's like a 50-meter hole, and then a 60-meter hole, and then an 80-meter hole, and then a 70-meter hole. There's nothing over 100 meters.
Oh, right.
Or nothing over 90 meters. So it's literally like a bunch of practice chipping greens.
Yeah, that's the go.
It's like a mini course, attached to a driving range. So they're pretty cool.
Speak of mini course, Jules from Loft Golf has said, hey, I've got this really cool idea for your pod. Take it or leave it. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. I'm going to challenge you to 5 putts from 10 meters. So you go out and record yourself 5 putts.
Yep.
I'll do the same thing.
Yep.
We'll combine a little video.
Yep.
And we'll do if you guess the correct amount, so whether Dylan gets all 5, 3, 2, 1, whatever, if Chappy gets and if you got to pick the winner, we'll give something away. How would you feel about that?
Sweet, let's do it.
All right. Challenge has been issued, so
boom.
Boom.
I better write this down, otherwise I'm gonna forget.
It's all right. It's recorded. You said yes.
Yeah, true.
You can't
True.
it now.
There's proof now.
Everyone's going to hear and see it, so you're in deep shit.
Uh-oh.
This question I've asked before, and sometimes I get like an emotional type of answer.
Mm.
It can be in Leo, life, golf, all of the above, one or each. Who's your greatest influence?
Greatest influence at the moment is probably my daughter, to be honest.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, you'd understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
100%.
Yeah,
100%,
everything is done not for them, but I know what you're saying.
With them at the forefront of your mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every sort of decision that you make, whether it is in life or work or whatnot, is all about that.
Correct. Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me there's no
question.
ifs, no question at all.
Nice one. All right, last question, mate. If I could issue you an invitation to any golf course in the entire world, where would you like it to be?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be the only one that no one can probably ever play on is Augusta. 100% would have to be Augusta.
Yeah. You get one
Yeah.
guest. Who are you taking?
Do I know the guest, or can it be anyone?
You can take anyone you want.
Hey, Tiger.
Tiger's getting the at in this one. I love that.
Yeah, 100%. Tiger's got to get the invite. Hey, Tiger, can you help me, please?
Can you hit the shots for me too?
Hey, take this hat. Can I take a quick photo?
Oh, hell yeah! And then can you give me a whole bunch of apparel, please? Thank you.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think of the new Sunday apparel?
To be honest, at first I was like, what's he doing? He's gone from Nike, where like he had his own TW collection, but then he's gone to this, and at first I didn't understand it, but then once you understand like each, like I think I read something that there's like 15 vertebrae or something like that for all the majors that he's won, but then at the same time it's also fuse from his back fusions that he's had. Like those sorts of things are pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I saw
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I like the shirt that he wore today, like bringing back his original shirt that he wore at
I
the Genesis.
Too,
Yeah, I hope he comes back with the old school style of the clothing. You know what I mean? The old school Nike polo, authentic, classic, oversized, baggy type look and feel with those sorts of patterns. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for Dylan. Thank you so much for joining me, mate. Use Corey20 for 20% off at Dylan's Leo Golf Store. Hook him up, follow him, give us a like, and thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
You're the man.
See ya.